Hey guys, it's Iron Skull here with
Mr. Sensitive.
And JJ Cooljacks, but call me Johnny.
Alright, and welcome to the first podcast to Broken Half. Now, how this is going to go is we're going to talk about the subject of the day, some news, and then we're going to go around the table and see what we've all been up to or what we've been thinking. Now, our first subject will be about Broken Half as a channel and what we would like to do with it or hope for it to become. Start with you, Mr. Sensitive.
You want to know what I really do want to see this turn into? Not just like a big community where like not just us, but a bunch of other people can get involved in. Because like personally, I'm more focused on the gaming side of the channel. That's pretty much just me. But like, what about you, JJ?
No, well, I kind of agree with Mr. Sensitive. I want to do the exact same thing, and then hopefully that we gain some notoriety from this, that we start to grow and everything, and we start to do what other people are trying to seek or look for.
But like, what side? Because like I already said, like I'm going to be focused on like the whole gaming, anything like anything.
Well, I kind of want to do a little bit of gaming, and then a little bit like more like story reviewing, like movies and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of new movies that are coming out, and people are like bashing that it's a really bad thing. So I kind of want to like, if we have opportunities to just bring it up and fix.
Would you two love to do like I don't know, reviews on the channel?
Oh, I'd love to do reviews on the channel.
All right, good.
Yeah, I'm down for the reviews.
And you, Minna?
Well, I was hoping to do more, maybe some more pop culture, like shows and maybe even comics or animes or movies, like he said.
To be truly honest, like I'm pretty sure it's gonna have to be you two, like most of the time, because I don't know too much about that.
Yeah, or maybe even old stuff that people don't know and that were born in this generation, the millennials. Like we all forget He-Man.
I kind of grew up with He-Man.
I always saw like bits and pieces of him, and that was it.
The reviews would be great, but I hope we can do a multitude of things on this channel with a couple of other people that are willing to join us.
Hopefully we'll find them.
True.
Alright. What's next?
Alright. Next on the list would be news, and for now, gaming news. Ubisoft released Ubisoft released a survey to a couple of gamers and testers on where they would like Far Cry 5 to be at.
They're making another one?
They're making another one. Now, their intentions for the Far Cry series is to basically reskin it in a new location.
I don't like that.
They did that?
Yeah, well, that's how it's always been.
I felt like that was like way too much in Far Cry 4.
Yes, but that was their intention, and you didn't know that. That's what disappointed you.
It felt no. It felt way too much like that. I knew it was doing that. Like I know it was their intention, but now like, if they had said that in all reality, I probably wouldn't have even bought the game.
Yeah, but let's get to the survey because that's what we're here to talk about. In the survey, the one that caught my eye the most, next location, the moon.
Oh my fucking god.
Well, certain.
Okay, you know what? I'm officially out. No, fuck no. No.
Okay, what do you think about having the next Far Cry game in the moon?
If anything, I would say like go back to Africa, right? Something like that, because I know they did that like in one of them.
Far Cry 2.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, JJ. You're trying to say something.
Well, only certain games have pulled off the moon really good, or even close to good.
Name one.
Jesus,
man. No, I'm sorry.
So
I really want. This upsets me. It really does.
Hold on. Continue with your statement.
What's it called? Remember Call of Duty when they're pulling off their Black Ops 1 games? The final one was the moon, and by far everyone really loved it because it was really difficult to play, given the terrain and everything that was available.
Yeah, it was great, but in a weird way, it was still zombies.
Yeah, but they were able to pull it off in a very good manner.
No. Before we continue, like it's because this is why I'm having a problem with it. It was the moon, yes, in Call of Duty, but yet it wasn't like it wasn't a whole thing about it. Far Cry 5 apparently is going to be the whole, that's the whole stage. That's going to be everything.
That's only one of the survey options. They had several.
What was the other one?
That was seriously an option, though. I'm surprised by that.
But you know what? That's really interesting, considering the amount of realism they try to keep, except for that one DLC, Blood Dragon, where you're killing cyborgs and dragons.
And it was using 70s or 80s ripoffs.
Yeah, dude. And everyone loved that DLC.
It was good. It was good.
It was pretty funny.
Now, even though it was the same gameplay, the way they made it look, and the story in general, it was pretty hype.
I would agree, yes.
Okay, now, since they got more positive feedback from that,
From the moon?
For the Blood Dragon.
Oh, okay.
So they're thinking, you know what, maybe we should get more creative in the scenery because that's what we're going to be doing, rather than just the gameplay.
Okay, let's say that they did the moon. Would you think that it would be a DLC like the Blood Dragon to Far Cry 4?
No, these are talking about Far Cry 5, the game itself.
Okay,
whole
that's
game.
stupid. I'm sorry, but like, if it really is going to be the moon, like, I'm just going to pull out immediately.
The one thing I disliked about the moon idea is that Far Cry has always had like a pretty good hunting.
What the hell are you going to hunt on the moon?
Exactly. What are you?
Martians.
Martians, but it's like, I don't know. That seemed really weird. So
we have to hunt down astronauts.
Actually, there was a game where you did that.
Oh my God.
If everyone forgets, destroy all humans.
Oh man.
You go to the moon, kill some Russians and aliens. Oh, it was great. But another one of the options was, of course, zombies.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, Far Cry 5 was gonna go with zombies?
No, this is the survey. What possible locations they were thinking, or
Zombies?
possible aspects.
How the hell?
Zombies.
Dude, zombies would be beautiful, but like
I would
they'd be
say-
competing against something really difficult if they tried to do zombies because there's many different factors.
If anything, I would
There's-
say that would be better off as a DLC.
You know,
With
that'd
zombies?
make a great DLC. But I love zombie games.
But it's very difficult for them to pull out really good zombie games. For example, the one that pulled out a really interesting game was Zombie U. How you were playing a survivor, and when you die, that you would reincarnate as a different survivor.
That was only at certain difficulties. Most of them were you die once, it's game over, reset.
Right. But I'm saying like that was the thing. That's the thing that they hyped out a lot. That if you die, you know, the game's over, and sometimes, depending on the difficulty level, you'll become a new character.
Yeah,
And you start from scratch.
yeah, that was pretty good. And you could go hunt down your old body and kill it and take your stuff back.
Yeah, exactly. I enjoyed that. Before you continue, oh god, I remember I had something on my mind. Because like, if anything, if Far Cry really does do zombies, in all reality, they could just reskin that again with how it was with the, you know, the spiritual challenges where you had to go into like, I don't know, this freaky deaky world, and also people were just like, either your inner demons or shit like that. They could just reskin that easily and just make a zombie game.
Yeah, I get that, but you know, I'd like to see the aspect of that because I've talked about this with a couple of people that love Far Cry. Is that, you know, maybe the detection engine would be better if they didn't just shoot guns at you. Maybe a horde of zombie, more and more come if you get detected. That would give stealth a better aspect.
You know, here's another thing. Like, they did this in Far Cry. Yeah, no, they did in the Far Cry. It's like how they said, like, it was more rewarding if you were able to stealth everything.
But see, Far Cry can't do that because Far Cry's always been about like warlords and them doing like weird shit.
No, but
Far Cry 1.
Wait, before we continue, ever since we were talking about the moon, who the hell would be the warlord?
The Martian.
It's an alien.
Okay, continue, JJ. I'm sorry.
What about an astronaut? You know, like like Arnold. Who was the first astronauts?
No, I mean
to go
what
to
you were
the
talking
moon?
about earlier.
No, but who were the first astronauts to go to the moon?
I was about to say Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's what I was about to say too. I was like,
Armstrong. I forgot the
yeah,
first name.
it was
That's it.
Armstrong and that other guy.
How-
Unfortunately, I feel bad because it's always Armstrong.
Yeah, no one remembers.
Neil
him.
Armstrong. Yeah, nobody remembers like the other guy.
Yeah, I feel bad if he ever hears this podcast. But no, I'm saying like it'd be interesting if they did that. Like they invaded, what is it, the moon, and that it's them two like saving the planet. I mean the moon, like from aliens or some shit like that. Like if they were to do the moon, like that's the only way I can see it that it would
They're
work.
trying to build a death ray and you gotta stop them.
There you go.
Or help them because humanity's full of shit.
And there's like a group of
Just go.
aliens that like try to help you out.
Alright.
Or something.
Now, getting back to the thing. Another one. And this might be something that we talked about. You know how we're always mad that the skill trees are always like, you're going to get all the abilities eventually, right?
Yeah.
There's no why can't I get a different skill tree
I
than
know what
someone
you're
else?
talking about. Like, if I'm not mistaken, it's RPG style. Like how like there are large amount of skills, but you can't own all of them. Only
Yeah.
a certain number.
I would have loved just like one part of the skill tree being locked. Now, one of the survey things may have given us something like that, and it was fight or join vampires.
No, it's because like I said from the beginning,
Michael Collins was the other guy that was landed with the Armstrong.
I'm sincerely sorry, Michael Collins.
Edwin E. Buzz Aldrin Jr. also was there.
I thought there was only 2.
No, there's
Isn't it
members.
4?
Yeah, it's a group, but like no one cares.
No, it's 4.
I can't find another name here, so continue.
All right, you had the floor.
No, like I was saying, like if you, I don't know if you guys noticed, but ever since 2, they've been doing like the more like warlords, and they're using the economics kind of thing to control it.
Yeah, justify it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, has anyone played Far Cry 1? Because I saw the movie and it kind of seems.
I never saw it. I saw that it was a soldier.
I saw trailers for it.
Hmm.
That was more soldier based.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of weird because it was soldier based, and then all of a sudden they're making soldiers into cyborgs, and that's what everyone really liked about Far Cry 1.
That sounds pretty hype.
And Far Cry 2, it was really good in terms of gameplay, but everything was too spread out. And that everyone actually disliked that because you couldn't fast travel from one place to another. You had to actually drive the whole way. In Far Cry 3, it was kind of...
They actually put in like the fast travel system.
They put in the fast travel system, but then they also gave you other options from flying and gliding and everything else.
So flying not that much though. It wasn't until Far Cry 4 that they gave you actually the chopper.
Oh, that's right, man.
But like before we continue, can you just say did you notice like how it was like first like in Far Cry 2? It was a soldier, right? That was the main character. Okay, is it because like Far Cry 2 actually had the soldiers? Like that was like the main character, that soldier guy.
Yeah, the first, I believe 1 and 2. If you look at the covers, it's soldiers. It's not like the dude.
Oh.
It's because like also in Far Cry 3 they made what's it called, the main character just a big bitch.
No.
Yeah, you know what? It was weird because his brother was a soldier, and I was expecting the story to be him,
Me too,
and then you die.
Me too.
But no, it was you just play as and a lot of reviewers called it as a. I don't want to say that. Never mind.
No, say it.
No. They call it white boy power trip.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Cause it's a white guy killing a bunch of natives.
In all reality, like we've had that before. Like or like we gave one person like super like I don't know, like
Yeah,
like
he had a bunch of strengths to it, and both if you ever look into like game analysts about like what you're allowed to have as the good guy and the bad guy, there's always this weird racial thing about it.
There's always that race thing, isn't there?
Yeah, it's like if the main character's white, it doesn't matter what the race of the villain is, but if the villain is like white and the main character's not, then they don't allow it. Just look at Far Cry.
So wait a second, you're telling me that the white guy can't be the bad guy?
The white guy can be a bad guy if the hero's a white guy.
So it's gonna... Okay, so let's say that we get an African American as our hero, and there's a white guy.
Yeah.
It looks bad?
Think of a game that does that.
What?
Well, yeah, I'm sure there's one.
I'm sure there's a couple, but they do less. They do less well than other games would. Because most of the villains that I know and
actually no. Shouldn't this be shocking? Like if it's a good game and also like there's a black guy as the hero and also a white guy as a bad guy. Nobody wants to play as a black guy, but oddly enough, we always have like a huge majority of like heroes that are white.
Yeah, it's that whole thing. But we're getting off subject. Back to the survey.
Okay.
Of Far Cry. Another one was. Well, I guess this is sort of the opposite of what the moon would have been. Because the moon would have been more, I guess, fighting and mechanics rather than hunting. Because that was always a big thing. Now, I guess this one would have been more hunting than fighting. Or maybe both. It was...
You know what, before you continue, like, one thing I noticed a lot in Far Cry 3, and JJ's giving me a nasty look, in Far Cry 3, that, like, pissed me off the most is the fact that, like, whenever I was trying to do a mission, the animals were in the way. And when I mean they were in the way, no, I felt more threatened by the animals than the enemies.
I actually really liked that.
I did, because I'll walk around out of nowhere, just fucking shitbag dog over here just, like, decides to attack me.
Right?
No, you were gonna say?
Oh, I really like that. I always use it to my advantage. Like, I would lead an animal over and then take the syringe that stops him from attacking you.
No, I agree.
They had that?
Yeah, they had that in 3.9.4.
No, I agree. I did the exact same thing too. In fact, the fact that there were animals there, I became like a guy that would use the environment to a situation, putting in the animals to fight off and take out some of them while I'm taking out the other half, so everyone's confused.
Okay, once again, we're going off the subject again.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, the next one was modern-day Jurassic Park.
That'd be
for
fucking,
Far Cry.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Imagine if it meant... Why you
Fucking
laughing?
riding a T-Rex, bro.
Dude, riding a T-Rex would be... No, a Triceratops.
Dude, but if they do that, they would have to have like.
I'm sorry, but I'm just like, I'm just laughing about that. That is just like way too fucking funny.
Yeah, but I kind of like the idea. I mean, there's been a couple of indie games that have done survivals in
because like the first thing that you went off with that is because like the first thing that like Jurassic Park, like the movie, was the first thing that went into my mind.
Yeah, and they said in the survey, modern day Jurassic Park like.
Well, I mean they could pull it off, and what they could do is that they could say they could actually go back to Far Cry 1 because of the environment. Oh, and they could say that the doctor that a new doctor came into the area and was working on it and made dinosaurs. Yeah. They could do that, and that would make sense a lot.
They probably would, but like as much sense as a video game can make.
Looking back at the Far Cry series, they kind of changed over the times. Back when it first came out, that was more when weirder stuff was more accepted. Then there was a term for normality. What's up?
It's because like I'm gonna say this real quickly because like I just said like as much sense as a video game can make it. Because like the second that you make a video game, like in all reality, like logic and reasoning just go out the fucking window.
I get what you're saying, but they liked realism for a while. There was a big thing in video games for a while.
Even in this one, like I know like in Far Cry 4, it was just a reskin, and also I saw like a little bit more realism.
Yeah, and there was that, but now looking at how games are starting to move, all the bigger titles, they seem to be getting a little crazier. Like, look at the newest Call of Duty. They gave him robot armor and shit.
Oh, you mean the exoskeleton?
Yeah.
I have lost faith in that game.
Well, technically, the exoskeleton is something that's trying to be invented.
It is.
And it's in the production line and I think it was first introduced in the movie industry in Fight, Die, Repeat, or Live, Die, Repeat with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Where they had to wear exoskeletons, and they would use that for a tactical advantage. But again, it was against,
because we're going off topic again. But like before we go back to topic, I'm just gonna say because like the second I saw Advanced Warfare, the first thing that went through my mind was this looks a lot like a Titanfall. Also, I felt like they were just copying it.
I feel like that's not a bad thing, but I feel like a lot of video games are moving in that direction.
What, the future?
A bit futuristic, because we all kind of got tired of modern day shooters.
Right, no, and I do agree, but there are certain games that are back then that they started to do a lot of futuristic things, like Time Shift was talking about, like, you're in a suit and you're able to bend time, but you're in a beta suit, so you can only do so much within a short time span. Dude, I play that game a lot.
All right. Okay, let's get back to topic. Okay. I'm sorry, because we're going off.
The final ones that is said in the survey seemed a little bit more like what we would expect for the next game. Like a drugged out Peru or...
Wait. Before you say the next one, I want, let me and JJ actually guess what what one of them was.
Alright, guess.
Okay.
I was going to go with an abandoned city.
Yes, they had that.
Nailed it.
I was thinking more of like Byzantine area.
What's that?
You mean Roman?
No, it's because remember that Rome went. There was like a point where there's East Rome and West Rome.
Yeah.
And then in the East Rome, I think the Islamics took over an area.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but
I just don't remember the area.
Far Cry likes its guns, whether it's futuristic or not. I don't think we'll ever go back to just that far back.
Oh man.
If they did,
I think the perfect area would have been like the Persian era or some shit like that.
Like one thing I wish they kind of try harder on is melee weapons.
Yeah.
I love the stabbing and all the takedowns you can possibly do.
If you got what I would really love to see. And also, this is personally just like me. I would love to see like a scythe or an axe or something.
Dude, that I always think that at least just like a hatchet, so you could run up behind an enemy and just knock him out quick and fast.
This is one perk that I wish because like in Far Cry 4, you probably haven't seen this yet, Johnny, but like they took out a lot of good perks.
I've seen
They took out a couple, but I can understand because you're not the same character as was in the last game.
No, I still have no excuse for this. We're gonna do a review about this because I don't want to go into too much in topic. One thing I would love to see is you can actually take somebody as a human shield.
Yeah, you can also do something like that, but it's not as good.
Yeah.
I think the only one that perfected that, and I know that this is going to go off topic, but that's Saints Row. They're the only ones that have actually perfected the whole body human shield.
Gears of War.
Oh, and that one too. Well,
Gears of War had
Okay.
great body
but
shot.
I haven't played that.
Have we finished up like this topic or like? Is
All
there
right,
still
you know,
more
I think we're done with news, so we're gonna go around the table and ask, you know, what's up with everyone? What are we thinking right now?
Okay. I was. You want to know what was going on earlier? I got like this bag of trail mix from JJ, and also like inside the trail mix, I like, pretty much ate everything except the raisins. I don't like raisins.
You racist person.
You don't like raisins?
I don't know why I don't like raisins. It's just like there were grapes. Like I'll have like one or two, but after that, I'm like no more.
Yeah,
And also on top of that, they were very salty.
that's kind of ageist against grapes.
Sorry,
I'm throwing a pillow at you.
dick.
Okay, calm down. Computer in the middle of the room.
Okay, we're just throwing things at each other.
Okay, so was that all you have to say for today, or would you like to say anything else?
I don't know what else I can say. Just like,
Well, what's been on your mind? What have you been doing lately? What have you been thinking
I've
about?
just mostly been just driving around. That's about it. Like there's a lot of just a lot of stupid shit that you see in advertisements.
Oh, while you're driving by them?
Yeah, like really stupid shit. Like not even just driving by them. Just like I see like some stupid shit. Also like this is one of them that I thought was pretty funny. I don't know if they took us down, but I saw this on iFunny. It was like an advertisement for like teeth. I remember teeth so white they can't dance.
That's
Oh.
Yeah, it's so cute. Man.
But that seems more like a stab at the competition.
Maybe.
so racist.
Okay. Well, I guess that's all I have to say because I don't have any better topics. You, JJ?
I've been reading a lot and I've been working a little bit more on my aerosol cans just because I've been having time, and then playing Far Cry 4.
Yeah,
So-
I love that one. How are you enjoying it, by the way?
I like it. I think we'll save that for the next time
Exactly.
when we're starting to review. But
Okay.
I so far I'm liking it.
You came back from a trip, I remember.
Oh yeah, I went to Baja, California, to visit my family in Ensenada for New Year's. And quite honestly, I kind of like realized how much we're involved in video games, being in an area where there's not really a lot of technology or video games and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, within my family.
I remember before you left, you even said like, "Oh, dude, like I'm not gonna have like any internet or any like Netflix or anything while I'm over there."
Yeah.
You said it wasn't that much of a big deal because you had board games.
Yeah, well, I've never loved the game of Jenga before until I went there. But then again, it's like you're actually in an environment where you're actually talking with your family.
Yeah, we
Versus like sitting down playing a video game and staring at a TV all day.
Yeah, I gotta do that more often. Okay, is that it all, JJ?
Yeah, there's nothing much.
All right, you.
Well, I was looking at the news a lot, and I've been looking at media and stuff like that. I've been just not much lately. School, college.
Well, we're already like on break, so
We still have 2 more weeks before we
Yeah,
start.
but I also thinking about like how much our society has changed, like
Entrance
when it
school.
comes to school.
Yeah.
Because before it would be like you don't have to go to college to get a job, but you need to go to college to get a good job.
Well, a less terrible job that'll pay you more for
Yeah.
the shit you're gonna go through.
And honestly, it just feels like we're just picking our own poison at this point.
Like-
Well, yeah, but technically, I mean, being over there in Ensenada, I was able to learn about how there are still jobs available that you can work, and you don't need to have an education. You just like build up through experience, and you can make a lot of money, and then just back out. And then it's like how you manage your money, and that's the only thing.
A lot of companies actually started not hiring off of college degrees, but rather certifications.
Yeah.
Like if you're certified in this, we'll take you because you have some experience.
That's
if
where
you-
it's at. That's where
Yeah.
it's at. If you have certifications, then you're like, that's good. Like a degree will get you so far, but like if you actually have like a certification in anything,
Oh yeah, they'll take that way better than anything else.
exactly. That's just like a horrible
Like, but-
waking up.
In a weird way, a lot of us have seen that. Like we feel like college will justify us as adults.
Well, like, yeah, I guess so, but like because like you, me, man, even JJ, we have certifications in different fields. Me and him have some in like Photoshop and programming. You and me have some in like OSHA even.
Yeah, I've OSHA, some computer certifications when it comes to security and maintenance, but like I haven't been able to do much with it because for anything that has to do with construction, I've tried to go out there, but they're like, well, you don't really have a vehicle, man. We can't take you.
But if you had a car, they would accept you?
Yeah,
Maybe.
but my biggest problem with that is, to work for companies that I've been wanting to work for, I need a vehicle. But to get a vehicle, I need a job. And so I'm stuck in this little circle at the moment.
Okay, well, what now? What's next on the list?
I think that's it.
Is it?
I'm not
Do you
sure.
want to come up with something else and stop it real quick?
Well, you want, like, this is the first podcast, so...
Oh, this is the first podcast. If you guys watching out there like this or have anything that you would like us to talk about,
Oh, you would, wait, I'm sorry, JJ's gesturing something to me, also I'm not, I don't know what he's trying to say.
okay. Well, this is our YouTube channel, Broken Half, and we also have other YouTube channels.
I'm probably just gonna leave, like, links of it in the description, than anything else.
I have a YouTube channel. I just haven't named it yet, but when I do, I'll probably announce it on the next podcast.
It'll be in the description if it comes out by then.
Yeah.
Before the...
Alright, well, if you guys like this podcast or have any ideas for us, let us know. We would love some feedback.
Just any feedback in general.
Yeah.
Maybe you can write down a comment that says, fuck you. I'm just playing, don't do that, please. We just want, like, give us a topic that we can actually talk about.
Yeah.
Something that you're interested in, or just want to see us talk about.
Hopefully we'll have more stuff next podcast. Thank you for joining us. This is Iron Skull, JJ, and Mr. Sensitive signing off.
And goodbye.
Adios. Sayonara.